Soft wind, distant thunder, slow reversed piano echoes. I remember the night the sky turned black. Not because the sun had fallen, but because you did. Love didn't leave loudly. It collapsed like a dying star. Deep bass swell. And I was still standing under the ashes. The walls are closing in again. They whisper every what if then. Your shadow stains the empty hall like you were never gone at all. Your voice still lingers in the air, a ghost that follows everywhere. I try to breathe, but every breath feels like I'm swallowing regret. The mirror shows a hollow face, a man time cannot erase. I died the night you weighed my body, just forgot to fade. And now the silence feeds on me. It grows where love used to be. A slow decay beneath my skin, where light will never enter in. Beneath the blackened sky I stand with broken dreams inside my hands. You were the fire in my veins, now all that's left are frozen flames. The stars have fallen one by one. The war inside me isn't done. If love was heaven in disguise, why does it feel like I survived? Beneath the blackened sky, I'm buried alive. The bed is cold on your side still, like time itself refused to heal. Your perfume fades but not your name, it echoes louder in my brain. I hear the echo of the door, the final step across the floor, the sound replaying in my head, 1,000 ways you left unsaid. I tried to curse you, tried to hate, but grief and tear that burns my skin reminds me weighing in my chest, a violent ache I can't suppress. I scream your name into the night, but darkness never answers back. If I could bleed the memory out, would it finally let me drown? If I could trade my soul tonight, or am I cursed to live this way? Half a heart that cannot break because it shattered long ago, the night you let me go. Beneath the blackened sky I scream into a void that swallows me. You were my prayer, my only truth, now I'm just haunted proof. The angels turned their backs that night when love surrendered without a fight. And if this pain is what love buys, then let the whole world burn tonight. Beneath the blackened sky there is no sunrise. The sky is still black, the stars don't shine. And somewhere out there, single piano note, long echo silence.
The night falls heavier than before. Shadows crawl across my bedroom floor. Your picture's still beside my bed, but every word we had is dead. The clock keeps ticking like a wound, reminding me you left too soon. Your sweater hanging by the door, but you don't live here anymore. I tried to drown inside my pride, pretending I was fine inside, but silence screams so loud at night, it breaks my bones without a fight. And every tear I never showed is flooding like a river cold. I whispered stay, you didn't hear, now all that's left is disappearing. Silence says goodbye, it doesn't shout, it makes you cry. It steals the warmth from every room and turns your heart into a tomb. I still reach out into the dark, still feel the ghost of who you are. Love didn't die, just froze in time and left me here with what was mine. Silence says goodbye, it never tells you why. I walk the streets we used to know, where city lights once felt like home. Now every corner feels so strange, like love was just a passing rain. Your laughter echoes in my head like broken glass beneath my breath. A promise in the shears without a sound. The promises we carved in stone were never meant to stand alone. You said forever wasn't far, but forever left with who you are. And every dream we tried to build, I call your name empty on that hill, but it won't bring you back again. When the silence says goodbye, it tears the stars from out the sky. It pulls the color from my veins and leaves me dancing in the rain. was real, then why am I still holding on to your goodbye? If you moved on, Samurai, bury me. I'd give the world to hear you say. But pride is louder than regret, and I'm not someone you protect. When the silence says it leaves a scar that never dries, it writes your name across my chest and calls this pain me only rest. I learned that love can feel so right and disappear without a fight. But even if you're gone from sight, I'll love you through the quiet night. Silence says goodbye, it never truly says goodbye. The room is dark, the clock still cries, and I'm still here with your goodbye. They say time heals everything, but they never tell you what happens to the part of you that doesn't survive the waiting. You didn't just leave, you took the light with you. There's a shadow living in my chest. It doesn't sleep, it doesn't rest. It whispers things I can't unhear, like love was never meant to stay here. Your footsteps echo down the hall, a ghost replaying every fall. The sound of goodbye and slow decay, like thunder that refuses to fade. I hold your name inside my hands, like tighter that I try to keep. The sky collapsed the night you breath are buried in the mess we became. This is where the light went to die, underneath the bleeding sky. It stole the air from in my soul. Now I'm just ashes in the cold. Stars don't shine the way they did, they hide behind what we once hid. If love was meant to make me whole, why am I just a hollow soul? Oh, once you died, and I survived. The bed still knows the shape of you, the silence knows it too. Every corner of this place is haunted by your fading face. Your laughter lingers in the dark, like a match without a spark. I try to move, I try to run, but grief weighs more than anyone. But grief weighs more than anyone. I see you in the pouring rain, and every drop that spells my name, and every tear that hits the floor screams you're not here anymore. The night grows louder in my veins, a symphony of endless pain. I call for you into the void, but hope is something you destroy. This is where the light went to die, where angels watched but didn't cry. You were the reason I could breathe, now breathing feels like losing me. The heavens cracked, the earth stood still when love became a bitter pill. If fate decided you weren't mine, why does your ghost still live in time? I went to die, and so did I. If I could tear the night apart, would I find my missing heart? If I could scream until I break, would it undo the choice you made? Or am I just the aftermath of loving you too deep, too fast? A casualty of something bright that burned itself out in the night. This is where the light went to die, where dreams fell from the sky. You were my truth, my only flame. Now I don't recognize my name. The choir cries above my head for every word we left unsaid. And if love is just a beautiful lie, then let it bury me tonight. This is where the light went to die. No goodbye, just you and the echo of mine. The light is gone, the sky is still, and somewhere far away you feel nothing at all.
Low rumble, fire crackling softly.
We thought love was indestructible, but even stars collapse. Even oceans dry, and even hearts turn to smoke. You didn't just walk away, you stayed long enough to watch everything burn. The sky was red the night you left, like heaven choking on its breath. The air was thick with things unsaid, with every promise lying dead. Your silhouette calling softly out my name was writing out my tragedy. The room still smells like your perfume, mixed with the ashes of our truth, is haunted by your fading face. I tried to hold the fire inside, pretend the smoke had never lied, but love was gasoline and fear, and we were matches standing here. After the world burned quiet, after the flames stopped rising, I was still alive. You were the air inside my lungs, the echo in my every song. Now silence is the only sound that stays when you're not around. After the world burned quiet, there was nothing left but me. I see your shadow in the smoke and every word we never spoke. The walls collapse inside my mind, replaying every single time. Your tears fell like a summer rain, but washed away none of the pain. We built a kingdom out of glass and watched it shatter way too fast. I hear your voice inside the wind, it cuts me deeper than it did because I know you're somewhere free. While I'm still chained to memory, the embers glow beneath my skin. A quiet war I'll never win. I scream into the darkened sky, but only ashes reply. After the world burned quiet, after love lost the fight, after the stars fell from our hands, I couldn't see the light. You were my heaven in disguise. Now I'm just learning how to survive. If this is what forever means, it's colder than it seems. After the world burned quiet, you were gone. Music cuts, only faint piano. If I had begged you to stay, would it have changed a thing? If I had broken my pride, would you still have wings? Or were we just a dying flame, trying to survive the rain? A beautiful but broken spark that never stood a chance in the dark. After the world burned quiet, after hope said goodbye, tears dried on my face, I still ask why the choir cries above the flames, singing softly of our names. Love was meant to say, why did it dig my grave? The world burned quiet. In the smoke, soft wind, choir fading. The sky is black, and somewhere far away, you never look back.